Bridging the Knowledge Divide, Reimagining Academia, Industry, and School Synergy for a Future Ready India. So, as in today's rapidly changing world, the boundaries between academia, industry, and school education, I believe they are blurring. Or rather, they are because the real question is are we preparing our students or young minds for the world that exists today, or for the one that already giving evolving tomorrow? So India today, it stands at a turning point. We have exceptional talent, strong academic institutions, and a growing innovation ecosystem. But the challenge is alignment. How do we connect the dots between the schools, what they teach, universities, what they research, and what industries require? So that's exactly what the discussion will be all about. So joining me today is Dr. Suzanne Varghese, Vice President of Hindustan Group of Institutions, Chennai. So I once again welcome you, ma'am, for this fireside chat. And with starting with my very first question, let's start with the basic. When we hear the word knowledge divide, what is the first thing that comes to your mind?
Okay, at the outset, a very good morning, vanakkam to everybody. Thanks to Ellets for inviting me to be a panelist and, of course, to have this fireside chat. So, coming to the topic, a very, very relevant topic, timely, transformative, and it has to be seamless. So, when we are talking about a divide, we're talking about something which is a break in between certain things. So, that is where we don't want to have that. And as a player in the private sector, which is private institutions, and I think in Tamil Nadu especially, we have the largest number of private universities and private institutions. So, we see that after the schooling, and then they come to the college education, and then to higher education after that, post-graduation, and then to research and development. There is a little bit of a gap. And to bridge that is where we are having these conversations, and it's very, very pertinent that we have this. And it's very important that it's this day and age of AI, there is a lot of heartening news from the government of India that they are incorporating AI from third standard itself. And so it is being woven into the tapestry of the K-12 format itself, because as you know, in the Pew survey, it says that India is very behind. More than 25 countries, we are the lowest ranking in AI knowledge. So we need to catch up, and there is a lot of catch up which needs to be done. And I think our country, being such a vibrant young country with so much of potential and so much of good leadership at the forefront, we are looking at so many things. So the gap is being bridged, and we are coming to a place where there is no divide between all the factors.
So, how do schools and colleges they today ensure that learning it doesn't end with grades, but build problem solvers and innovators? So, what's your thought on that?
So now the concept of education is beyond degrees. It is now to make a student a lifelong learner, an innovator, a critical thinker, and also to be a responsible citizen. So if we are talking about SDGs, it is something which is very, very important and to be at the forefront of every institution which is a responsible player in the field. So that being said, of course, what are we doing as educators? And right from schooling, we want them to have logical reasoning, critical thinking, and problem solving in a creative manner. So how are schools bringing in and engaging with industry right at that stage so that it is part of the curriculum and it is being incorporated right at that stage? And then coming into the college level, right? At that time, we are looking at how important skilling is, because the two very, very paramount stakeholders in this is how much we are upskilling and making either the educators, we have more than 1 crore educators in our country itself, on par and coming up to speed with the present technologies which are there. So, of course, digital and technology is all going so fast ahead. So, of course, in our colleges, we need to have, of course, a flipped classroom model, outcome-based education, and, of course, collaborative projects which are there. Also, multidisciplinary learning has to be incorporated, flexible curriculum. So all of these have to be incorporated at all these different levels.
So, do you think our curriculum at schools and colleges level is flexible enough to integrate industry exposure early on?
So, right at the school level, it maybe has to be much tailored, just like we had one of the speakers mentioned that early education has to be tailored not just to the front benchers, but also to the one who is sitting right at the back. So, to engage each one of them who may be coming from different upbringing, different sort of engagement with AI, or may not be having a digital engagement at all, to get all of them together on the same platform and giving them a well-rounded education. At the early level, yes, there are so many platforms being developed through AI itself where educators can bring them, those who are non-native English speakers. Now there are so many platforms in AI and also automated where there are innovations which are there, which are making them on par. So the educators are the stakeholders here who have to be brought up to speed and have to be given the training so that they can bring not just the front benchers, but also the ones behind, all on par, those who are English speaking and who are non-native, not English speakers at home, who have a difficulty. We are not just talking about Chennai or the tier one cities, but also outside where they all can come on par. That it is all in the process of coming together.
So, like the term future ready, we all are using it. But what does future ready actually means for students or learners?
Yeah. So, like I was mentioning about skilling and also about getting to on par with research and development. The future is about all about how we are innovating and we are able to come forward in a day and age where the other countries, developed countries, are going forward. Of course, India, we have so many, modifications which are being made by the Ministry of Education itself in the research and development itself. So they have also in the research and development funds have been instituted. That is a Research Development Infrastructure Fund, RDIF, under the Anusandhan National Research Foundation by the DST, that is the Department of Science and Technology. So they have instituted a huge fund for research and development. If you look at the statistics, it says that how are we paring with other countries, developed countries. So if you look at it, China is producing about 790,000 patents which are granted, while India that was in 2023, while India is only about 30,000 patents in the whole year of 2023. So when you look at the disparity, you realize how far behind we are right now. And so these sort of funds, the government under the DST has said through the Anusandhan Research Fund has said that they are ready to invest for about 50,000 crore on this research. But many of that, about 14,000 crore is going to come from the government, while 36,000 crore is going to be from private players, private sector, and from CSR funds. And this is going to be put into state-of-the-art labs to develop that for instrumentation. Just like we spoke earlier, there has to be expensive infrastructure equipment which has to be invested in, and that can be, on a joint shared facility model, and also for a research ecosystem to be implemented. So all of this at the higher education, at the government level, we all need to be partners and co-stakeholders in this.
Correct. So when we talk about AI, so AI, we are being using this term everywhere in education as well. So with AI, like with rapidly changing world, like with rapidly changing jobs, I would say, like what do you think, like how can we prepare our students for jobs that don't exist in this future ready AI world? Like what new can we do, or what new can we teach our students for that?
Yeah. So this is something when I opened the paper and I saw that in China they are starting from 6th grade. This was about more than a year and a half back when I saw that from 6th standard they are implementing AI. I called my team at Hindustan and I said, if they are starting at 6th standard, we better be having this in Hindustan in every department. And so we launched the Vision AI program, where we have value-added courses which have AI related for every department, be it language, or be it biochemistry, or be it microbiology, biotechnology, computational studies, business. every single department we have value-added courses which we have implemented. We have put together short-term courses and long-term plans. So the short-term are certification modules, micro credits, which we are giving in, and also those which we are enabling along with the industry itself. So 4 or 5 companies that we have collaborated with together so that they will come and, of course, internships which need to be done, apprenticeships which need to be carried out, and also NVIDIA's Jensing has said that it is all about the skilling of each and every sector. And that skill sector is going to be doubling every year, doubling year on year. So what are we doing about giving skills to these students? Apart from not just going the other extreme of AI, but what are we doing about skills too? So it's very important. And also we have established the High Seed Fund, so that we have pitch fests in our campus, and also the students bring in their innovative ideas, the entrepreneur development cell, where we are able to hear out their ideas, and the High Seed Fund, which is a Hindustan fund, which we are able to disperse to the students with the brilliant ideas. And right from the college level, they are taught about how to become an entrepreneur, how to register their company under MSME, their ODM portals also. And so all of this is very, very important that we make them acclimatized to the world outside as they go forward. And of course, as we said about AI, we have got, of course, AI and data science. But as we know, the number of colleges offering this is so less. So we are looking at the Hindustan College of Arts and Science is now 30 years plus. We are looking at becoming autonomous very soon. And then we have freedom to develop more courses, make it more tailor-made for the present need of the hour.
So, beautifully answer that. And now, wrapping up the conversation on a quick rapid fire round. So, you just have to answer in a word or a statement. So, one skill that you think every student must learn that AI cannot replace.
Okay. One skill would be empathy. So any teacher cannot be replaced, even though we are still talking about innovations and AI coming in and so many jobs being lost. You said one line, but I would say empathy to be there always, a human-to-human relationship.
Okay. So if you could change one thing in the Indian education system overnight, what would it be?
Indian education system would be to have the open mindset to go forward, to grab the potential which is out there in the world, because we have the people and the age of the youngsters who are ready to grab it.
I agree. So in one word, what defines a future-ready learner?
A future-ready learner, of course, is a person who's forever learning. Of course, that's the only word that I can say. Learning does not stop at any age. Each one of us are going to be future ready, because if we don't grab the future potential of each and every forum which is coming forward, like AI, just like we grab the IT revolution, we need to grab hold of this, and I think all of us should be ready for that.
So if you were a student again today, what would you study or do differently?
I studied medicine, and that was my passion, and I am a practicing ophthalmologist along with being an educationist. So still I want to serve people as a doctor, but of course my passion also being a second generation entrepreneur under running the Hindustan Group, I find the greatest things that we can give is healthcare and education, and I'm involved in both of that by God's blessings.
That's lovely. So thank you so much for that insightful conversation. Any last thought that you would like to share to the audience?
Yes, so all of you are the change makers which are out here, and I think this forums which are bringing forward a lot of opportunities to put forward your thoughts and interact with very reputed people are the sort of opportunities that all of you should make the best of, and I wish you all the very best in all your institutions to bring forward the best of future-ready learners. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much for that insightful conversation, and to the audience for being a wonderful part. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you all.